I trusted my mother for 32 years. I defended her at every family gathering, every holiday, every time my cousins whispered behind my back. I told myself she was just tough love, that she wanted what was best for me. But on Mother's Day morning, she didn't send me a card. She didn't call to say she loved me. She sent a spreadsheet into the family group chat. 48 relatives saw it. A detailed, color-coded invoice for $347,000. And the caption under it? The cost of raising a disappointment. I stared at my phone for 10 minutes without blinking. My hands went cold. My chest felt like someone had put a cinder block on it. And I thought, this is it. This is the moment she finally kills whatever love I had left. But here's the thing about pain. Sometimes it doesn't break you. Sometimes it just wakes you up. And what happened next? No one saw coming. Not my cousins, not my aunts, and definitely not my mother. Because by the next morning, 47 people in that group chat had blocked her. But I didn't block her. Oh no. I did something much, much worse. I sent one photo back.
To understand why a single photo could burn down a family empire, you have to understand my mother. Let's call her Diane. Diane is not just a mom. Diane is a brand. In our small town outside of Atlanta, she is the queen of the Baptist Church Charity Circle. She runs the Thanksgiving food drive. She organizes the Easter pageant. She posts those glossy, filtered photos on Facebook every Sunday with Bible verses about forgiveness and grace. To the outside world, she is a saint. To me, I was her tax write-off. I'm an only child, and from the time I could walk, I knew I was a disappointment. Not because I did anything bad. I didn't do drugs. I didn't get anyone pregnant in high school. I got B's, not F's. I worked at a hardware store through college to pay for my own books. But that was the problem. I wasn't a doctor. I wasn't a lawyer. I became a high school history teacher. I drive a 7-year-old Honda Civic. I rent a small duplex. To Diane, that was a crime worse than theft. I remember being 10 years old at my birthday party. I blew out the candles on a store-bought cake, and she leaned over and whispered in my ear while everyone was clapping. She said, "Your cousin Jacob just got accepted into the gifted program. Why can't you be more like him?" I was 10. I didn't even know what a gifted program was. My dad, Robert, he was always silent. He'd sit in his recliner, watch golf, and nod along. He paid the bills. He never defended me. Not once. I used to think he was just scared of her. Now I know. He was just waiting for the day I'd finally see the truth. The only person who ever looked at me with real love was my grandma. My mom's mom, Grandma June. Grandma June was everything my mother wasn't. She smelled like rose lotion and peppermint. She'd sneak me $20 bills when Mom wasn't looking. And she had this one habit that always confused me. Every time she saw a Polaroid picture of me as a baby, she would get quiet, really quiet. Her eyes would get wet, and she'd say the same thing every single time. If she ever tries to erase you, baby, you show them the picture. The one in the shoebox. I never knew what she meant. I thought she was just getting old and confused. But Grandma June died 5 years ago, and before she passed, she made me promise to clean out her attic myself. "Don't let your mother touch it," she whispered. Her voice was like gravel. "She'll burn the evidence." I didn't ask what evidence. I just said yes, because that's what I did. I said yes to everyone. I was a people pleaser, a doormat, a disappointment, right up until the moment my mother decided to invoice me for existing. The 3 months leading up to that Mother's Day text were weird. Looking back, I should have seen the explosion coming. My mom started acting strange around Christmas. We had the family dinner at her house, 20 people, the whole Southern clan. I brought my girlfriend, Sarah. Sarah is a nurse. She works 12-hour shifts. She's kind, she's quiet, and she brought a homemade cheesecake. My mom didn't even look at her. She just stared at the cheesecake and said, "Store-bought." Sarah said, "No, ma'am. I made it from scratch." My mom just hummed. Then she walked away mid-conversation. Later that night, I found my mom in the kitchen alone, scrolling through her phone. She was looking at photos of my cousin, Mark. Mark just bought a lake house. Mark is a regional manager. Mark sends her expensive perfume for no reason. She didn't know I was standing in the doorway. She whispered to herself, "How did I get the defective one?" I felt like I'd been punched in the gut, but I didn't say anything. I just went back to the living room and pretended to laugh at a football commercial. That was my superpower, invisibility. Then came February. My dad had a minor heart scare. He's fine, just needed a stent. But when he got home from the hospital, my mom sat me down on the couch. She had that serious face, the one she uses when she's about to make a business deal, not talk to her son. She said, "Robert's medical bills are going to be significant. I need you to start contributing." I said, "Of course." "How much?" She pulled out an envelope. Inside was a list, not of bills, of everything. The list said, $12,000 for piano lessons I never wanted, age 8 to 12. $45,000 for high school lifestyle expenses. $89,000 for emotional distress caused by your attitude. I laughed. I actually laughed. I said, "Mom, this is a joke, right?" She didn't blink. "This is what you owe me for raising you." I stood up. I said, "I don't have this kind of money. I'm a teacher." She looked at me, and I will never forget this look, like I was a cockroach she couldn't step on fast enough. She said, "Then maybe you shouldn't have been so mediocre." I left that night without saying goodbye. Sarah held me while I cried in the car, and I thought that was rock bottom. I was wrong, because Mother's Day was coming, and Diane loves an audience. Mother's Day morning. May 12th, 7:42 a.m. I woke up to a notification, not a text directly to me. A message in the family group chat titled, "The Dixon Family." 48 people are in that chat. Aunts, uncles, cousins, second cousins, my dad, my mom's church friends. It's the digital town square of our entire bloodline. And my mother posted a PDF. I opened it while I was still in bed. Sarah was asleep next to me. I read the title, Invoice number 001. Cost of raising a disappointment, 1992 to 2024. My heart stopped. I sat up so fast the room spun. It was a 9-page spreadsheet. Let me read you some of the line items, because I have them memorized. I have nightmares about them. Page 1, childhood expenses. Diapers and formula, $4,200. Pediatrician visits, $6,500. Soccer uniforms, quit after 3 games, $400. Emotional labor of potty training, $2,000. Subtotal, $13,100. I didn't even know what emotional labor meant until I Googled it later. She was charging me for teaching me how to use a toilet. Page 3, teenage years. Car insurance, age 16 to 18, $3,600. Cell phone bill, $2,400. Repairing wall after your tantrum, age 14, $800. Therapy for my anxiety caused by your grades, $7,500. That tantrum? I punched the wall once because she told me I was unadoptable during an argument. I was 14, and she charged me for the therapy she needed because of it. Page 7, college and after. Tuition contribution. She paid 20%. I took loans for 80%, $22,000. Missed career opportunities because I had to attend parent-teacher conferences, $150,000. Food consumed in my house, ages 18 to 22, $18,000. Emotional distress, your failure to become a doctor, $89,000. The final line at the bottom, in bold, red font. Total due, $347,800. Terms, payable upon receipt. Mother's Day discount, if paid within 24 hours. None. And then the caption. She typed it herself. I have the screenshot on my phone right now. She wrote, "Happy Mother's Day to all the real moms out there who didn't get stuck with a dead end. Some of us pay the price for your choices. Nail polish hashtag accountability hashtag respect your elders." I stared at that hashtag, respect your elders. My hand was shaking, not with sadness, with a cold, clean rage I didn't know I was capable of. Sarah woke up. She looked at the phone. She started crying. She said, "Baby, let me call her." I said no, because in that moment, the chat exploded. My phone started buzzing nonstop. My cousin Tiffany. He got invoiced? My uncle Greg. Diane, that's a little much, don't you think? My Aunt Carol. He should be grateful she did the math. Kids these days. My cousin Mark, the lake house one. Imagine owing your mom money for breathing. Skull. 48 people. 47 of them either laughed, posted a crying emoji, or said, well, you did waste her time. One person didn't respond. My dad. He just read it. And then he went offline. I looked at that chat for 30 minutes. Watching my family turn me into a punchline. And I realized something horrible. My mother didn't send this to get money. She knew I didn't have it. She sent it to humiliate me. On Mother's Day. In front of everyone. Because in her mind, the worst thing a son can be is inconvenient. I put the phone down. I looked at Sarah. I said, I need to go to Grandma June's old house. Sarah said, why? And I finally remembered those words. The ones Grandma whispered on her deathbed. Show them the picture. The drive to Grandma June's abandoned house is 45 minutes. It's down a dirt road past a dried-up creek. No cell service. Just pine trees and silence. I cried for the first 20 minutes. Full, ugly, heaving sobs. I had to pull over on the shoulder because I couldn't see the road. I wasn't crying because my mother was cruel. I was used to that. I was crying because I finally admitted the truth. My mother never loved me. Not once. Not for a single second. You know how people say, deep down, every parent loves their child? That's a lie. Some parents look at their kids and see a refund. A mistake. A debt. I sat there on that empty road, gripping my steering wheel, and I thought about every birthday she forgot. Every time she introduced me as my son, the teacher, for now. Every time she chose my cousins over me. And I almost didn't go to the house. I almost drove home. I almost just posted a sad song on Instagram and let her win. But then I got a text from my dad. He just wrote, go to the attic. Left side, black shoebox. Hurry before she cleans it out. My dad, the silent man in the recliner. He knew. He always knew. I started the car. I drove the rest of the way with my jaw clenched so tight I thought my teeth would crack. Grandma June's house smelled like mothballs and old wood. The power was off. I used my phone flashlight. The stairs to the attic groaned like they were warning me. The attic was hot. 100 degrees, easy. Boxes everywhere. Christmas decorations. Old clothes. Photo albums. Left side, black shoebox. I found it under a pile of my mom's old high school yearbooks. It was dusty. The lid was taped shut with yellowing tape. I ripped it open. Inside was a single Polaroid photo and a letter. I looked at the photo first, and I felt the floor drop out from under me. The photo was faded. That old 80s film look. But the image was clear enough. It was my mother, Diane. But she was young, maybe 22. She was in a hospital bed, holding a baby, but the baby wasn't me. I know what I looked like as a newborn. My mom showed me exactly one picture my whole life. I had a full head of dark hair. I was 7 pounds, 3 ounces. This baby in the photo? Blonde fuzz. Tiny, maybe 4 pounds. And standing next to my mother's hospital bed was a man I didn't recognize. Not my dad. A different man. He had his hand on my mother's shoulder, and he was smiling. On the back of the Polaroid, in my grandmother's shaky handwriting, were 3 sentences. Diane, 2 days after delivery. Baby boy number 2, the one she kept. The other one went to Robert. My hands went numb. I read the letter next. It was from my grandma to whoever finds this. It was dated 1993. I'll never forget the first paragraph. If you're reading this, I'm gone. And Diane has probably done something unforgivable. The truth is simple. Diane had twins. 2 boys. But the father wasn't Robert. Diane was ashamed. So she gave one baby to Robert's sister, who couldn't have kids, and kept the other. She told Robert the smaller baby died. She renamed the one she kept. That's you. You were never the disappointment. You were the one she stole. I read it 3 times. 4 times. 5 times. I wasn't a disappointment. I was a replacement. My mother had an affair. She got pregnant with twins. She gave one away to hide her shame. And she kept me to keep up appearances, to pretend she was a good wife, to collect sympathy. But she never loved me. Because I wasn't her son. I was her alibi. And Robert, my dad, He wasn't my biological father. He was the man she lied to for 32 years. The man who sat silent in his recliner because he knew if he spoke, he'd lose everything. But Grandma June, she kept the proof. Waiting for the day, Diane finally went too far. That day was today that I sat in that hot, dark attic for an hour. I didn't cry anymore. I just felt clear. I took a photo of the Polaroid with my phone. I typed nothing. No caption. No explanation. I opened the family group chat. The one where 48 people just watched my mother humiliate me. And I posted the picture. Just the picture. The hospital bed. The wrong baby. The strange man. Then I put my phone on silent. I drove home. And I went to sleep. Because I knew what happens when you drop a bomb into a room full of people holding secrets. You don't have to say a word. They destroy each other for you. I woke up the next morning to 147 text messages. 43 missed calls. I made coffee. I sat on the couch. And I started reading. The first hour after I posted the photo, my Aunt Linda, Robert's sister, recognized the man in the photo. That's her ex-husband's brother, the affair partner. My cousin Tiffany, who laughed at my invoice, suddenly went silent because she realized her perfect aunt was a liar. My dad, Robert, posted one sentence in the chat at 2 a.m. I knew about the affair. I didn't know about the twin. Diane, pack your bags. The second hour, the church pastor called my mom. He'd seen the screenshot. The charity position? Gone. The Easter pageant committee? Removed. The church doesn't forgive liars. It just hides them. 3 of my mom's closest friends from her Bible study group blocked her number and posted praying for the truth to come out on Facebook. That's Southern for, we're burning your reputation to the ground. The fourth hour, my biological twin brother, the one she gave away, was found on Facebook. He lives 2 hours from me. He looks exactly like me. Same nose. Same hands. He's a paramedic. He wrote me a message that made me sob into my coffee mug. I always knew I was adopted. I never knew I had a brother. Do you want to meet? The 8th hour, my mother's sister, Aunt Carol, who defended the invoice, discovered that my mom had been stealing from Grandma June's estate for years. Grandma left a trust for me. $50,000. My mom forged the signature and took it. Carol called the cops. By noon the next day, 47 people in that group chat had blocked my mother. The only person who didn't? Grandma June. And she's dead, which is the ultimate block if you think about it. I scrolled to the bottom of the chat. My mom had typed one final message at 6 a.m. It said, "You destroyed my life. I hope you're happy." I typed back, just one sentence. And then I left the group chat forever. I wrote, "No, Mom. I just stopped carrying your shame." That was 8 months ago. My mom moved to a small apartment in Florida. My dad filed for divorce. The church asked her not to return. Her charity friends evaporated like morning dew. I met my twin brother, Michael. We get pizza every other Thursday. He's got the same crooked smile, same dumb laugh. He calls me brother like he's been saying it his whole life. And the invoice? The $347,000? I framed it. It hangs in my classroom next to my desk. When my students ask what it is, I say, that's the price of pretending someone loves you. Don't ever pay it. Sarah and I are engaged now. She told me something that stuck. She said, your mother gave you a bill for being a son, but she couldn't bill you for being a good man, because she never sold that. You grew it yourself. I still drive the same Honda. I still live in the same duplex. I still grade papers late at night. But I don't feel invisible anymore. Because here's the truth about karma. It doesn't always come as lightning. Sometimes it comes as a dusty Polaroid in a shoebox. Sometimes it comes as 47 people quietly hitting block. And sometimes it comes as a brother you never knew you had. My mother thought she was charging me for the cost of raising a disappointment. But she was wrong. I was never the disappointment. She was just disappointed she couldn't break me. And now, she's alone. She's broke. She's irrelevant. And I'm free. If you're watching this, and you have a parent who makes you feel like a debt instead of a child, hear me. You don't owe them your silence. You don't owe them your shame. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is show the picture. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, family doesn't end with blood. It ends with respect. Subscribe button. Watch next. She faked a funeral to teach me a lesson. It backfired horribly.